The next topic I wanted to talk about was Kanye West, and in
Oh, I'm
particular,
a huge fan. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he has ever said, but I am glad that
you
he
don't
is
want to go,
doing
you don't want to
things.
go DEFCON 3 on the Jews?
I mean, oh no, well, the thing he did last week where he was like, gotcha, when he was like, oh, it was my plan to get out of my contract. He just like
Yeah.
his move just to get out of all his contracts. It's like, well,
Yeah, it's hard for me to know. It's hard for me to know what to make of what he says in any given moment. Because in the one breath, one minute he'll talk about how I just lost $1 billion or whatever, and this is the worst, financial time. But in the next breath, he'll be like, "Yeah, I was trying to get out of that contract." So
yeah,
I
but
don't
this
know,
is
but
the thing. Ever since I've
this
been in America, it's like Kanye West has always been in TMZ. He's always been in the right papers. Like before I moved to America, he was like he's one of, many other different rappers. But yeah, known for being a great producer and definitely one of a very high caliber of rappers, with longevity. But coming here to America, it was like working in like venues and going on tour and stuff. Kanye West has always been a huge part of the entertainment world and what's going on and what's he saying. And that's his thing, baby. It's always been his thing. Look at that
Yeah,
documentary on Netflix. He's been talking shit ever before he even had a career, you
he
know?
has been talking shit, but I think that like everybody has to hit the wall at some point. I mean, they have to hit the wall in terms of what they can get away with. And so I think that you're right. He's been a lightning rod. He's been saying controversial stuff for a long time. And I think because he's gotten so in the mode of everybody just shrugging it off and saying, oh, that's Kanye or that's great or whatever, that he didn't realize when he was going into like territory that's like truly, you can't do that. But this is what I wanted to say. Okay. I want to ask you about this. As much as I have an issue with the stuff that he said about Jews, and we could get into a different debate about what I want to talk about is a recent Rolling Stone article, because I felt like it was very much in the same vein of a number of Rolling Stone hit pieces. So here's the premise of the article, and you might have something to say about this. The premise of the article, and Kanye has said before that he has a pornography addiction and a sex addiction, but here's the premise of the article. So apparently, Kanye, because pornography and sex are like his drugs, he said before, like, I don't do drugs or whatever, but this is my thing, right? Apparently, he feels like, according to this article, if he feels like he has to have porn on in the background of professional business meetings to get his like creative juices flowing. So, like, maybe the way that like you and I might, take a puff off some weed or whatever, like he's got to have the porn going on in the background.
I've
And
seen
so,
that
like,
loads of times. I've seen that loads of times.
so well, okay. So, and one more thing, and tell me what you think. So, for instance, it was talking about how like he went. Speaking of China, he went to, I can't remember if it was China or another Asian country. Forgive me, people, I just can't remember. But he went to a place that's more conservative, and he was in a business meeting with a Chinese executive, a female Chinese executive that he did not know, and he puts the porn on.
I love this fucking guy. Oh my
And
God.
apparently, the article said that this porn thing was such a common thing for him that executives at Adidas and some of these other companies would warn others, like if before they had a meeting with Kanye, they'd be like, "Oh, by the way, he does this porn thing."
I wonder how much of my stuff Kanye West as well. You know? I got three bookings confirmed this morning.
So this is
Sweetheart.
my question about the I have a couple of questions about the porn thing, okay? And I'm admittedly I've seen some porn. I know like I've edited some OnlyFans, a couple of OnlyFans things of yours, whatever. But do people really enjoy porn like apart from the sexual aspect of it? Of like, I don't understand what he means when he says he
Yeah,
has to
it's
have
like
it going
techno
on.
music. It's like techno music. It helps people fucking. People like
Really?
having people like having techno music on, and I'm sending you something on Twitter right now that is people
Is
seem
it
to.
is it porn that's going to help me to become more effective professionally if I play it in the background? So I did not understand what Kanye meant, but I looked up porn addiction, and I understand that the idea of porn addiction is even contested. That there are some people, some experts who say it doesn't exist or whatever. But I go by the idea, the maxim that anything that you can enjoy, you can potentially some people can potentially get addicted to, right? And so here's the thing that I was reading is that people who are addicted to porn, it's theorized that they get a bigger dopamine surge, like the happy chemicals or whatever,
Yeah,
that they get
yeah,
a bigger dopamine surge than your normal person, right? So like
100%.
Yeah, so I guess that's when he says he needs it in the background, it's not like he needs like the sexual thing. It's like I guess he gets people who are addicted to this stuff, they also get used to that dopamine surge. And so it kind of, like you say, it sort of gets them going. So I'm just imagining, though, I mean, it's really kind of sad, but I'm just imagining how awkward some of these meetings must have been.
Ah, dude.
So, okay, and I just want to say too about the Kanye thing is that we are getting this from Rolling Stone, and they have written so many bullshit articles about Johnny Depp and Marilyn Manson and a bunch of other stuff that I don't even trust that we're getting
Rolling
something
Stone
accurate.
used to be so cool. It was so sexy in the 90s, dude. Rolling Stone, it was the biggest fucking thing. Like in Ireland, anyway, it's like, oh, it's America. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Rolling Stone. Shit, man.
Big
Yeah.
over here too. And then it just got highly politicized. Maybe it always was, but
It
it
was
got,
bought by the fucking Saudis. That's what turned it. It was all them Saudis, and they're influenced by the China. They're just trying to dumb us down, man. It's another liberal spoke piece, you know?
so okay, so that was some stuff with Kanye. And I know he got in, and I just want to say that I have gotten more clarity on the Kanye situation. There are a couple of things that I think give us a lot more insight into what's been going on with him in this anti-Jew stuff. And I'm not at all to condone it, right? Because I still have a big problem with it. I read up on Kanye's religion. Kanye is, and I don't know if he claims this or not, but he surrounds himself with an entourage and is very involved in the Black Hebrew Israelites
Yep.
religion.
There's bodyguards. I've met Kanye West.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kanye West performed at the House of Blues when I was there. And the bodyguards are those black Israelites. And they are some of the biggest men specimens of human you're ever going to see in your life. Okay. Like just refrigerators of men, just mountains, slabs of muscle on top of them, unreal. But yeah, no, walking around with two of them, that's all you'd need. Two
Well,
two
so
G-Wagon
he
sized
has a
men.
he has an entourage of more than a couple, and it seems like this is a big influence on him. And so, and this is the same thing with Kyrie Irving, by the way. So here's the problem: is that one major aspect of their religion or their philosophy is that Black people are the real descendants of the biblical Jews, and that they are God's chosen people, and that the people that we think of as the Jews have stolen that birthright from him, and also are dispositionally greedy and perhaps evil or whatever, depending on which text or speaker you look at. And so I'm thinking, well, of course he doesn't see what the big deal is about saying I'm going to defcon the Jews or Jew media this or that, because he is probably in an environment surrounded by these people, and his part of his religion incorporates this really strong anti-Semitism. And so, that makes me feel sorry for him, because it's really hard when someone is trapped inside a religious perspective. Giving up your religious ideas or your religious group is really hard for anybody, right? There are a lot of people who can't see the light on their beliefs. And so I think that's where it's coming from. And then the other thing is, I don't know if you saw this, but a couple of weeks ago, Kanye actually had a spreadsheet on his phone. And this was a spreadsheet of the executives at the different entertainment industry companies. And he had marked in red all of the ones who were Jewish, and you had a lot of Jewish people on the page. It was like maybe like 2/3 or something. And I feel like, here's my issue, and you can tell me what you think. I feel like I don't understand what the point is of pointing out that there are a lot of Jews in the industry. Okay, but there are a lot of white people too. There are a lot of, Italians in this industry, or blacks in this industry. But what is the point? Is he saying that it's a conspiracy, that these Jews in these industries are conspiring to keep him out or to keep him down, or that they didn't deserve to get there? Like, I just don't understand. Do you know what the critique is? Like, what is he trying to say? Because it has to be more than just there are a bunch of Jews in the industry. Like, it's like a non sequitur, as Amber Heard would say.
It's a non sequitur. Yeah.
Like, what is he trying to say, do you think? That Jewish people are greedy and that's why artists get ripped off in the music industry? Like, I don't agree with that. I think that's a terrible message. Is that what he's trying to say?
I believe that that's what you believe that he's trying to say. I imagine that Kanye West is just being Kanye West. No matter what he's saying, hey, look at me. I'm Kanye West. That's what it is at the end of the day. You can't judge. I wouldn't judge too harshly anything that he says. He's an amazingly talented individual. The main walk away from what he's saying there is I mean, if you want to argue that there is an argument and you want to give it actual, like, I don't want to say credibility or grace, but what's the word?
We're
You
going
want
to
to
give
give it
him well, no, but to give him the
benefit of the
respect,
doubt, right? Give him the benefit of the doubt,
or to
or
give him the
like, what did
respect
you?
of considering what he's saying before dismissing. I have no problem with that, whatever the argument
Yeah,
is. But I just don't, I don't see it. But here, I guess here's the thing. And I appreciate what you're saying. Like, look, we respect Kanye up to this point, you know, before he started this Jew stuff. I very much respected him for standing up for Marilyn Manson and for standing up against cancel culture and all of that. And I don't think that he should be canceled or anything like that. But I do think that, like, I do think there is a limit to what people can just like nod along with and be like, yeah, yeah, okay, Kanye, whatever. And, you know, it wasn't even, to me, the worst thing was not when he said that there are Jews in the media, you know, because, okay, maybe there are a lot of Jews in the media, although, again, I don't understand what the next step is. But it's when he came out and he said he was going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Now, I understand that might have been, from his perspective, a joke or whatever. But if you're going to go on Instagram or Twitter and say, I'm going to declare nuclear war on Jewish people, like, there's just no, like, I don't know how to interpret that in any other way, but like a blatantly racist and aggressive way. Do you think I'm taking it too seriously? I should just like chill out?